你可以勇敢的往前冲吧，有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧，有想法就有办法，有办法的往前冲，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧，有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达，是 number one， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧，有想 想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达是 No.1， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达是 No.1， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达是 No.1， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达是 No.1， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达是 No.1， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量，我们一起到达是 No.1， 强大的企业家，超越表现的力量。
Hello, hi everyone. Thanks for joining us here today on our very first live stream together with Xero. Let's just give it a few more minutes for all our viewers to come in. I hope everyone has had their lunch. and ready for a nice session with us to share more on Xero and digital accounting. Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're so happy to have you here. And, we have a lot of viewers which hopefully have not heard about Xero before. And we are hoping to share with you more on what Xero can do for you as well as your business today. So today's topic is switching to cloud accounting with YYC and Xero. So for those of you who have not heard of YYC, or maybe you have heard of us but don't really know much about us, allow me to jump right in and introduce to you what we do as a firm and the kind of services that we offer you. So YYC is a professional services firm, and we have been here in the industry in Malaysia for at least 46 years and counting. And just recently, we've also gone overseas, and we've also covered Singapore with a branch there, and we have YYC Singapore that helps SMEs as well as businesses in Singapore. And YYC has over 800 employees and 20 over 1,000 clients. And we have trained many business owners as well as finance executives and people within the industry such as yourself. So today we're really hoping to share with you what YYC can do. We have branches all across Malaysia, from Johor all the way up to Penang, two branches in Penang, and our HQ is of course in Kuala Lumpur. And again, as mentioned earlier, we have also a branch in Singapore under YYC Singapore, taken care by our partners over there, who serves many of the SMEs as well as businesses in Singapore. So YYC, we have 4 pillars for our services. We have compliance, advisory, business school, and as well as global business services. So for our compliance services, we cover audit, tax, sales and services tax, as well as personal tax compliance. And advisory, we cover all the way from tax to share structuring to strategic planning, corporate finance, as well as outsourced CFO and many other advisory services. And for business school, we have trained numerous companies as well as their employees on technical skills as well as personal development. And we even have CEO camps for CEOs and the C-level executives, as well as a winning CEO private advisory board with a very special group of clientele. And of course, lastly, we also have a global business service whereby we offer outsourced accounting and bookkeeping as well as outsourced payroll services to clients not just in Malaysia, but even within the Asian region as well as further from as well as globally, right? So that is where we come in today, and we are hoping to share with you more on how cloud accounting can also bring your company not just to expand within Malaysia, but also globally. And so I would like to really share with you something that we're very proud of, which is YYC is the very first Xero Platinum partner in Malaysia. So we ourselves are very proud to say that we have been the first one in Malaysia to be awarded by Xero as a platinum partner. And all the way in Singapore, we have more than 10 years of experience introducing Xero to SME businesses as well as clients in Singapore. So without further ado, allow me to introduce myself as well as my fellow panelists today. So today there'll be 3 speakers on our panel. Firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Joyce. Thank you again for joining us today. I am currently the head of cloud transformation here at YYC, and previously I have been, serving in the professional services industry with a Big Four, i.e. Ernst & Young, and I've come to YYC as a business advisory consultant, and I've been consulting with many of our SME clients and also to help them move their current accounting systems into the cloud. And with us here today, I also have our partner all the way from Singapore, Fan Shen, and he's the account manager from Xero, and he has been working with many of the Xero partners here in Malaysia and helping us to leverage on cloud technology. Fan has also been with Meituan Danping as well as HubSpot previously, and he's also experienced in banking, corporate banking, as well as investment banking. So very honored to have him here today. This is our first time having a webinar with our guest from Xero itself. And so, Fan, thanks for joining us. Would you like to say a quick hello?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the opportunity as well, Joyce, to join you all today on this webinar. Very thankful and grateful to have a partner like you all in Malaysia and in Singapore. And I think, we are very excited to see the growth that YYC has also had the past few years, and we look forward to continuing this relationship of bringing the cloud and transformation to SMEs in our countries.
Yeah, definitely. We're so happy to have you here today, and of course to always have the support of Xero as our partner, and also, like you mentioned, to push all our clients to the next level and also into the digital era. Yeah. Okay, so the next person that I have with me here is my fellow colleague, Vivian Yeo. She is a Xero consultant with us. She has had much experience in providing bookkeeping services as well as outsourced accounting services to many of our clients, previously using traditional software, but more recently she has moved into Xero, and she's a very experienced Xero user, and she's been conducting many of the trainings for our clients as well as internally as well. So welcome, Vivian. Would you like to say a quick hello to everyone here?
Hi everyone, thanks for coming to today's event, and I can't really wait to show you all a little insight of Xero accounting software.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Vivian. Okay, so without further ado, let me jump right into our session today, and hopefully just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. But again, it is a two-way communication here with us. Even though we can't see you, there's always a comment box, so feel free to put any questions in whenever you have them, and we will address them later during this session. Yeah. Okay, and make sure to stay tuned until the end because we have something very special, which is a promotional offer. I bet a lot of you know about it and heard about it during our, marketing of this session. So do stay to the end, and we will share with you what we have to offer later on. Yeah. Okay. So why are we here? Is because all of us have heard lately that the PM has just announced extension of the RMCO until December 31st, and we are hoping that everything goes well. There won't be a second and third wave, but we never know. Future is blind, and we have seen a lot of the tech giants extending their working from home arrangements to not just the end of the year, but even like Twitter, saying that their employees can work from home forever. So that just shows us something about the trend moving forward and the way things are going to work in the future, because many of our clients as well as we ourselves are not sure whether this kind of work from home arrangement will be the new normal. Yeah, because now your work is no longer equates to your workplace. So where you work could be anytime, when you are at home with your kids, or when you are out having lunch. Unfortunately, it's no longer a desk bound thing anymore, and your workplace is not where you actually do your work. And so a lot of companies have come to us with this worry of, say, if there really is going to be a second and third wave, hopefully not, what will happen then? Will your business be ready to have systems in place to continue moving forward and to continue to survive? And so today we can see that what companies are looking more and more into because of this COVID crisis is digital transformation and getting online and getting everything onto the cloud, right? Because again, work is no longer the office. Work can be anytime and anywhere. And that is the kind of convenience that we need to move forward and be competitive nowadays in today's market. So without further ado, I would like to kickstart the first segment of our session today by transferring over to Fan for his section to share with you what Xero can do for you and your business, as well as what it has done for the SME market and the SME businesses out there. So Fanshan, over to you.
Okay, thanks, Joyce, and thanks for the great intro as well once again. So hi everyone, once again my name is Fanshan here. I'm joining you from Singapore, and this is part of the beauty of the cloud today, where we can all be in remote locations and still be online together at the same time, live. So for the next 5 to 10 minutes, I'm going to just do a quick introduction on Xero itself, a bit of our history and why we exist, before I hand it back over to Joyce and the team. So in summary, people ask us what is Xero, we tend to tell you that we are a beautiful accounting software. Now, I know that this may come off as a cheesy tagline, but there's a reason for this, which we will discover shortly. Now, part of our purpose, being here in the market today, is to make life better for people in small businesses, their advisors, i.e. your accountants, your bookkeepers, your consultants, and also for communities around the world. Now, what do we define as better? Today, for a lot of business owners, right, what we feel oftentimes is a big headache is on the financial management and the accounting front, right? I think a lot of you maybe will relate to this when I say that as a business owner, you want to be able to focus on bringing your products and services to the market, right? You want to ensure that at a base level, you're getting the cash that's due to you on time, and you're also able to make payments on time, especially if there's interest involved. And more importantly, you want to see that your accounts, the cash in your books are going up. But to do so oftentimes entails also the more, I guess, headache aspect of running a business, which is ensuring that your books are in order, and you're on top of everything. So what inspired us as a company to create a software that we have today is to take away that headache from business owners. Part of the friction also in managing books a lot of times is when it comes to working with your accountants and advisors, right? There can be a lot of struggle sometimes in terms of managing the data that you have on hand, your documents, etc. And it often creates a process where there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of time wasted. So this is also something that we aim to solve. So our vision as well is to be the most insightful and trusted platform for business. Why insightful? Because we want to put the power of data in your hands anytime, anywhere through our software. And trusted platform because we're handling a lot of sensitive data on a day-to-day basis. We want to ensure that we do right by you by keeping our data safe. So a little bit about us, right? Today, our global footprint is across 180 plus countries. Today, we've got about more than 3.5 trillion transactions that have been processed. We have more than 100,000 accounting and bookkeeping partners with us. We have 14 global offices, so we span from our home markets in ANZ, Australia, New Zealand, down to UK, where we also cover Africa and Europe from the UK offices. We've got our US offices, and in Asia today, we have an office in Singapore and Hong Kong. Now, beyond that, also, I think an important thing when it comes to software or the cloud today is connectivity, right? We've got 1,000 plus connected apps, banks, and financial services that are integrated with Xero. The reason why this strategy is because as an SME, as you grow, oftentimes you may discover that you've got different needs. You may need something for inventory management. You may need something for managing your sales, right? For example, a CRM system. You may need payment gateways, etc. So over time, as you grow, you'll be adopting different solutions. And the challenge with that is if all these different solutions don't talk to each other, the data doesn't flow into a centralized location, it in itself creates friction, right? And the whole point of going to a cloud or going digital is to automate things, to make your operations a lot more efficient. So with this 1,000 plus connected apps, banks, and financial services that's linked to Xero, you do not have to worry about having disparate information sets that you need to then collate together. Part of also, how we've grown this large is through our trusted employee base. So across the globe, we've got 3,000 plus employees servicing our SMEs and all our bookkeeping and accounting partners. So as you can see across the years, we have also grown tremendously in terms of our subscriber growth. We today, as of March 2020, we've got about 2.3 million subscribers. And when we say subscribers, we mean unique companies that trust Xero as the platform for their accounting needs. Now, Xero is also listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. So on this next slide, you can see all our financial data and our numbers are all available for you to download from the Australian Stock Exchange. So feel free to have a browse through if you're interested to find out more. So moving more importantly to the core markets we're in today in Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong. Myself, I handle the Malaysian market as the account manager for Malaysia. And so, I'd like to share with you some insights as to why SMEs today come to Xero or come to Xero through your advisors like YYC. We did a study a couple of years ago for our region to find out and understand a little bit more on what makes SMEs tick, what are the pain points that SMEs face on a daily basis. And these are the top 3 issues that we identified. One is keeping up the competition, right? Every day it's a constant battle. I think it's part of the excitement, but also the struggle of running a business. With globalization today, it's very easy to find copycats everywhere, or to find like-minded entrepreneurs that may have similar products or services that you're offering. Second one is managing cash flow. As mentioned before, I think the headache of maintaining your books, etc. This is where that comes in. And lastly, the concern about businesses not being able to grow fast enough. Let me share with you a few more key points that came up from a study as well. So this was an interesting point for us. When we're doing a study, we realized that an average SME spends about 5 weeks per year chasing overdue invoices. That means basically, you've lost about a month plus in chasing of payments that are due to you. And as a business owner, this is a huge headache, right? You always want to see the cash flows coming in on a timely basis. And this also flows to the next point, where SMEs spend then an average of 15.5 hours a month manually reconciling the bank statement data. Again, this is not, I think, a piece of work that you as a business owner would like yourself or your staff to be bogged down with. So, besides the challenges, we also wanted to find out what really motivates business owners. And all these issues that came about directly feeds into, I guess, the feedback that we receive from the market, which is our SMEs want to improve the efficiency in the business. How you do so can be many forms, but I think this is top of mind for a lot of business owners. And as expected, everyone wants to grow their business, right? It's interesting though to note that this number is 51% during our study. A part of this is that I think, as a growing market in Asia, in emerging markets here, there are family businesses especially that reach a stage, for example, where they're comfortable with the level of growth they're at. They're comfortable with revenues that are deriving from the business, and sometimes it's a steady state where they like to be. So it's understandable that not everyone wants to grow, at a certain pace. So all in all, tying in these challenges and the goals of SMEs, this brings us back to, again, our vision, our purpose, right? With Xero today, we hope to enable small business economy to thrive through our beautiful software, and also through the advice and the connections that you can get through your advisors like YYC. And how we do so is what we call reinventing small business accounting. On this next slide here, I would just like to bring to mind some of the things that we discovered as well when we speak to our SMEs here that have been around for a long time. I'm sure many of you can relate as well to this, right? A lot of times, if you walk through your operations and finance departments, you'll find that a lot of businesses currently manage their finances in this way. You've got stacks of files everywhere, paper invoices, you have shoe boxes full of receipts that you collate to give to your account team or your advisor at month end, quarter end, year end, etc. A lot of things are still stored in Excel spreadsheet ledgers. You have traditional desktop softwares that can only be accessed in the office. A lot of things are still manually calculated on hand and then keyed in again into the Excel reports. Now today with the cloud and with Xero, what we aim to do is take away all these different disparate sources of information and store them on what we call a single ledger. And this single ledger is in the cloud. And what the cloud essentially means is that yourself as a business owner, your staff, accountants, your bankers can all access this data anytime from any device, anywhere, as long as you've got a data connection. Now, I would like to pass the time over shortly to Joyce and Vivian to dive a little bit more into specific features of Xero and how they have leveraged on it to improve the lives of their clients. But before I do so, I'd like to end off with a little video snippet of one of our clients in Malaysia and how Xero has helped them out. So join me as we go to a little hill in Pahang.
I'm Lisa, and I own a little farm on the hill together with my husband, Pete. We're essentially a fruit and vegetable organic farm, and we also have a farm-to-table restaurant. My parents have had the farm for a long time. We started spending more time up here, and then we officially took it over about 3 years ago. It just felt like time to do something different. It happened very slowly and very organically.
Lisa was an architect and I make films and music, so we didn't know anything. So we started Googling stuff, and I'm not joking, we learned farming from Google.
I mean, we didn't even have potted plants in town, and the big joke was we never wanted a garden, and suddenly we've ended up with 7 acres of garden. Although what we're doing is very basic and very fundamental, I don't think any of it would have been possible without technology.
We're so online dependent as a business.
People make bookings online, that automatically goes into Xero, so it just makes it all much simpler for us.
My favorite thing is the simplicity of it all. Our whole business is built on the idea of simplicity. We don't like complications. It used to be quite messy.
Xero and CIMB direct bank feeds certainly help us have a very up-to-date picture on where we are to make the correct decisions for our business.
In the back of our mind, we really want this to be far more than just a farm with a restaurant on it. We enjoy our business, but it's also feeling responsible for being farmers, feeling responsible for the stewardship of the land. We look at it as a community we're building, and it's a livelihood, it's a lifestyle. And that runs through everything we do.
So thank you everyone for joining me today for this introduction, and I would like to hand the time back over to Joyce and Vivian.
Great, thanks so much for the sharing function. Yeah, I'm sure you gave a really good introduction to everyone here today, and I'll continue on from his introduction to share with you on what Xero can offer you on a more in-depth basis, and allow me to just share my screen and pull up what I have to share today. Okay, I hope everyone can see my screen. Maybe you can just comment a yes at the bottom if you are able to see it. Okay, so basically, without Xero, we've seen a lot of this process that businesses are now currently using for their financial reporting, right? So it's more of a very linear process whereby banks and customers and suppliers. Sorry, I do realize that you can't see my screen. So just give me a moment. Okay, are you able to see my screen now? I hope you're able to. Okay. So sorry, I'll just backtrack a little bit because earlier my screen was not shared. So yeah, apologies for that. So as I was saying, currently businesses such as yours and some of our clients are still using the old financial reporting process, which is a very linear process, as you can see on my screen here. So you will have your information from your banks and your suppliers and customers going to accounts personnel within your corporation or your organization, and that person will then take all the data, maybe have manual approvals done and put it into a desktop software that is bound to your office or your desk, and audit processes will go through this software itself. And then you might find that your numbers do not reconcile, and then a lot of reconciliation is done outside of the system instead of inside of the system, because that is just how the traditional accounting softwares work, right? And then at the end of the day, you will get your financial reports after the back and forth and the questioning from one department to another, because nothing is digitalized, everything is done manually, and all approvals are, you're getting a pen to paper to sign off on your documents, right? However, with the new era of accounting and with cloud accounting now, there is a new type of process whereby the system is in the middle of everything that's going on, right? So for example, if you have Xero as your digital accounting software, Xero, I would liken it to somewhat of an advisor or a robo-advisor as well, as it can get data and pull data from all the different sources right into Xero, right? So your banks are able to feed the information and transactions directly into Xero, of course, on a secured basis. And you'll have your customers and suppliers also directly feeding information into Xero without having to go through manual processes and without having your people bogged down on just doing admin work such as printing out invoices, scanning them, and sending it over to your customers, right? And at the end of the day, because there is a centralized system in the middle of it all, gathering all your data and taking away all your manual processes, automating your systems, you will get all your financial reports within that system itself. So not only is the system automated and no longer manual, there's high integrity in terms of the data and the reconciliation because it's done within the system and not outside of the system. And there is also continuous certification, right? So this is why we're here to share with you more on how to switch from a traditional accounting software into a digital accounting software such as Xero. So what can Xero offer you? Why Xero? So Xero itself is will give you all the connectivity you need. As Fanshin shared earlier, you can access Xero from any time for any device, such as your iPhones, your tablets, your Android phones, your laptops, your desktops. As long as you have an internet connection, whether you're sitting here in Malaysia, whether you're in London, whether you're in Australia, as long as you have an internet connection, you can connect into Xero and see where your business is going and your finances as well, right? And that is very important for all business owners, and I believe that is what you really need in this day and age. And of course, Xero itself has best-in-class data protection. It's certified and it has yearly audits with global standards in place. So not to worry on that. In terms of your data protection, Xero is high up there, right? And it has enterprise-grade performance. Again, it's always audited by a very by ISO certification as well as EY to ensure that they are on the global standards in terms of their performance. And of course, Xero, as we all know and we're sharing today, is built on the cloud. It is a true cloud, i.e., no matter what, wherever you are not connecting to a remote server because everything is on the cloud and you are ensured because Xero uses Amazon Web Service as their cloud service provider, right? And Xero has also a 24/7 award-winning support system for all its users and customers. So at any time, you can just put in your questions to Xero and they will get back to you as soon as possible. And lastly, we have seen ourselves being Xero users that Xero has continuous innovation. They have been innovating and always coming up with new features whenever possible, and we have seen a lot of new and very useful features being integrated with Xero now, and we hope to share with you more later during our demo session. And so for Xero, what are the unique features is that there is nothing to install because again it's on the cloud. So I like to liken it to using your Facebook. All you have to do is just go onto the website, put in your login details, and you can use it, right? And you don't have to worry about different versions or system downtime. So therefore, there is no server management or IT maintenance costs, which all these are hidden costs which you don't see. A lot of our clients always ask and say, oh, I pay a little bit more for subscription on Xero compared to my traditional software. However, they would also have to pay a lot more for IT maintenance as well as server maintenance just to have remote working on the traditional software. So that is one very unique feature on Xero and going onto the cloud. And secondly, you get real-time insights. So meaning to say, no matter what, because again, Xero captures all the data directly from your banks, directly from your customers, and as long as any of your employees input the info into Xero, everyone who logs on will see the same information, and therefore all business owners will get real-time insights and visibility into their business. And thirdly, of course, as mentioned earlier by Fanshin as well as myself, they have direct bank feeds. So for Malaysia, there's direct bank feeds with CIMB Bank. However, not to worry, even if you're not on CIMB, it's as easy as uploading your CSV file in order for Xero to capture all your transactions. And also, of course, not to mention, Xero improves your efficiency because it takes away all the manual processes and also all the manual reconciliation which you have to do. And I think a lot of accountants out there can empathize with this, yeah. And Xero is also an online document storage. So what's so good about Xero is that because it's on the cloud and you can store all your data as well as documents online, and you don't have to worry about faded receipts or missing invoices, because at the end of the day, as long as you take your phone out and you snapshot and you send it into Xero, Xero has the data and the documents online, and it's as easy as that. All you need is just a handphone to snap a picture or a scanner to scan your documents, and you don't have to rifle through your filing warehouse just to get one receipt out, right? Just to find out whether it's a 9 or a 6, right? So that's what's so good about Xero. And of course, you can also send your quotes as well as your invoices directly from Xero to email it out to your clients and your customers or your potential customers, and have them accept it online as well, without you having to do it manually or even downloading and re-uploading it into a email and sending it out. And Xero has about 800 plus add-on applications for all other parts of your businesses, whereby you might need, digitalization, such as say post systems or inventory management systems, or also payroll systems, which many of the companies right now are going into to take care of their payroll and to have all the information being fed directly into Xero. And lastly, I think this is something that a lot of you may really like, is that Xero allows for unlimited users, yeah? So it's not a user-based subscription. You don't have to pay for additional users. If your company is growing, we are happy for you. Xero is happy for you. You can add as many users as you want into Xero without paying a single cent extra, right? So that is what is really unique about Xero. And lastly, I think this is something that all SMEs really, really would benefit from and would really like to have, which is faster collection, right? So this Xero has proven time and time again that it has helped a lot of businesses and SMEs out there to reduce their trade payable days by helping them to collect faster. And how does it do it? Is by 3 methods. One, of course, is online invoicing. So you can just send directly the invoices to your clients from Xero itself. And Xero can even automate repeating invoices as well, so you do not have any delays in your invoicing. And secondly, Xero helps you to allow your customers to pay online, which is something I believe all the traditional accounting softwares are not able to do. So Xero is integrated with PayPal, Stripe, as well as Nets in Singapore. But there are also a lot of other payment gateways, which YYC can also assist you by recommending, as well as assist you in the integration process to allow you to collect payments online directly from the invoice itself, so that your clients can pay you on the spot. And that definitely helps your collection. And again, cash is king for all businesses, especially in this day and age. Yeah. And lastly, Xero sends out invoice reminders for you automatically. So there's no need for your admin staff and gathering all your finance staff to gather around and make calls just to chase for payments and get your clients to pay on time or when it's due. Because Xero itself you can set automatic payment reminders whereby it is automatically sent to your clients in order for them to settle your invoices. And with that, I'd just like to share that with Xero, we've seen an average debtor day in 2015 being 57 days before Xero. And as the years go by, up to 2019, the average debtor days has reduced from 57 days to only 20 days. That is about 1/3 of what it was previously, right? Of course, we are taking the data from 2015 to 2018. You see almost a 50% reduction, but in 2019, we see an even further reduction in the average debtor days. And I think it's something to really shout about. It's something to be really proud of because again, cash is the lifeline of a company, right? And that is where Xero really helps you to bring your business further and to manage your finances. So on top of that, I'll just cover a little bit on data security, because I know, being on the cloud and with a lot of data breaches nowadays, a lot of clients always ask us, hey, how safe is Xero? And I'm, using Xero because it's on my mobile app. Anyone can go into it, or I can just, people can just go into my account. Don't worry, all your data is firstly securely stored online. There is a lot of firewall layers. Again, it's global standards, and there's around-the-clock physical security and regular third-party audits and inspections as well, because Xero, of course, have to take care of their reputation. Being a listed company, they have to make sure that their name and reputation is also taken care of, right? And there is a 2-step authentication for all users. So like for myself, when I log on to Xero, I will have to use my mobile phone to key in the authentication number in order for me to actually go into my account, even after putting in my password, right? So that's where Xero is a very, very safe and useful cloud accounting software. And as mentioned earlier, Xero has about 800 plus connected apps. And these apps, it is for every aspect of your business, from your procurement to your inventory management, to your payroll, to your POS systems, whatever you want, you name it, you can find it in this ecosystem of apps that Xero is integrated with. Again, you can come to YYC and we're able to advise you on which best app to look into if you're looking for a specific one for any of your processes or your areas within your business, right? So, just to show you what Xero can do, it's, the key to driving small businesses growth with all these features in it. But I think I don't want to take too much of your time talking too much. Let's show you what Xero can really do. And I'll pass it over now to my colleague, Vivian, to share with you and give you a short snippet, a short demo on how the user experience is like, as well as what using Xero would be like. Yeah, so let's have a look. Over to you, Vivian.
Yeah, thanks, Joyce. Okay, I'm gonna take it now. Okay, thanks for joining the Xero demo. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay. So I've already logged into Xero demo. And first of all, I'm going to share with you is how we issue quotation right inside Xero. Okay, so let me show you one example. First of all, I'm going to key in video. Right, that's me. So expiry, I can do manual if I want to. And then I can also fill in manually. Quantity 1000. Okay, so accounts, I can put sales. Right, so everything is so fine, all done. What I can do is I can email directly to client. See, this Xero accounting is so convenient. Okay, so once done, maybe I can type to xero.demo@yycasia.com. I can email the client. Okay, so the client received the invoice through their mailbox. They can click the link and view the quotation, and this is how the quotation looks like. Okay, so perhaps I'm the client. I look at this amount. I still want to have a little bit cheaper, and I can click this comment button and ask the user, like, can I have a cheaper price, and of course, Xero will notify the user through the mailbox, so the user knew it, and they can head back to quotation here, and they can click revise, right? So they can click revise, maybe from 1000 to 800, and then they click update. So once all done, they can actually inform the prospect client and say, please refresh your invoice and have a look. So you see over here, I can click refresh button here, and voila, from 1000 to 800. If you are the prospect client, are you happy that your supplier can serve you very quick and efficient? I believe so, isn't it? So, okay, as a client, I'm so happy. I can click this accept button. And of course, Xero will also notify the user through the email again. Then the user can hit back here, quotation, go to the accepted button here, click it in. And what's more, we can auto convert from quotation to invoice. Okay, so we click this create button here, and jump it to a new invoice. So all certified, we can update the due date, and we can click approve. What's more again, we can email. Okay, right? So let's say I email to xero.demo again, and I can click send. Okay, so if I were the client, I would be so happy, wow, your supplier, you can do it so quick. So over here, they can view the invoice. This is how the invoice look like. And remember what the Joy said, we have the payment function. That's right. If you integrate with a third-party payment function, it will appear inside here. Okay, so meaning to say the client can click this button and make payment on the spot. Sounds great, isn't it? Okay, right. So, okay, I'm back here. And something I almost forgot to share with you is that I know some of the users say, I know it's a digital accounting, but how do we track the users? Whether they edit, when they send and all. Not to worry, you can always click the show history and have a view. See, all the trail inside. And what's more interesting is the client actually click the link to view the invoice. Xero will capture it. So client could not hide that they have already viewed the invoice. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, so another one more in sales invoice here I'm going to share with you is sending reminders. So meaning to say Xero can do part of the admin work to taking care of the credit control side. Okay, so let's turn it on, this button here. So there are 3 default boxes here. Okay, so I can click one of it inside. So this is one of the default template here. We can amend as you want. Okay, so how about maybe you want to prompt the client before the due date? We can do that by setting to due in and click save. Okay, so you can set as many reminders as you want. So nice and all. Okay, so I'm gonna jump next to bills to pay. Okay, so what's bills to pay? Meaning to say we record whatever all kind of expenses inside. Okay, so one of my example is I can record my TNB inside, date, due date, bills, number, all kind of double entry, whatever we always manually key in. But one of the things I really love about Xero is we can attach the soft copy inside. So meaning to say, in future, we do not have to swim inside the shelf, look for the documents anymore. I know it's very hectic to look for the documents. And what's more bonus about using Xero, we can invite auditor and tax agent into Xero by setting the access user role as read-only. So they need the document, just invite them to Xero and extract the documents inside. So, okay, I know this Xero sounds very interesting, but do you want to see something more productive, more interesting, to automate the documents? What do you mean by automate? Okay, I also can automate the double entry too. Let me share with you another third-party apps called Receipt Bank. Okay, so meaning to say is whatever you actually scan the soft copy and upload into Receipt Bank, they will auto capture all the invoice number, date, amount all by itself. So I can prove it here. This is one of the receipt I actually upload in. I did not type it by myself. They actually capture in because they have OCR. So you see patron sections, invoice number. Wow, they can capture it by themselves. 7485, they can capture by themselves. How about the double entry? I show you how we do it. Set supply rules here. Okay, so we say, if you see this category, I want to go into parking, and I want to set the description as parking fee. So once we're done, we close it, and we can click publish, and it will automatically flow into Xero. Sounds very fun, right? Once done, you go in and out. All right. So let me share with you one of my story. As remember, Joyce said I was a traditional accounting team. Back then, I was very hardworking. I skipped my lunch. I OT all the time. I work very long hours, and one day I can key in 60 to 70 payment watches a day. It sounds a lot, but do you think I'm happy? OT all the time. Am I productive? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Right? But ever since I joined this Xero team, I started using Xero as well as Receipt Bank. I was so excited, and I actually walked to Joyce and told her, I said, do you know, ever since I used Receipt Bank, I can publish at least 170 to 200 documents a day. Believe it or not, just using Receipt Bank. So if you want to know more about Receipt Bank, PM us, right at the comment there, okay? Right, so I'm really done with the bills. I'm gonna jump into bank reconciliation. Okay, I know this, every time all the accountants, including me, I heard bank reconciliation are like, no, not really like it, it's very hard. Sometimes I lost track everything. Okay, but however, ever since bookkeepers, including me, start using Xero, we actually kind of fell in love doing bank reconciliation. Believe it, all right? So I share with you a little bit. Okay, on my left hand side here is bank statement. Like, what do you mean by bank statement on my left hand side? Which means we can import bank statement inside Xero. No longer need hard copy and do the reconciliation. Okay, so I'm gonna do two of the samples here. So this is an online banking, Ridgeway New City. This invoice number is 0025, this amount, and Xero can auto match it. Wow. Click OK, it's done. One reconciliation done. So another case is Smart Agency. You spend 4,500. Perhaps this is a bulk payment, and you forgot to update in the bills to pay. Not to worry. Can you see there's a 4 tab here? You click match here. I just type Smart. And it appears. I just click it here. It's done. I'm done with my bank recon. Can you see how quick doing the bank recon if you use Xero? It's quick, isn't it? Right? Okay. So I share a little bit more that Xero has these features of short-term cash flow and business snapshot. So short-term cash flow is also known as cash flow forecast or cash flow projection. Okay. So over here, I forecast 30 days, and this Xero tells me that in 30 days ahead, this is my cash flow position. Okay. It also suggested actions here by putting expected dates on my awaiting payment from my sales invoice as well as my bills. So if you put it all the dates here, it will show more accurate on your cash flow forecast. Okay, it's pretty nice. And how about business snapshot? Okay, let me put it year to date here. Okay, so I understand that some old business owners can read the reports very well, especially the figures and all. But sometimes pictures tells even more clearly and it's much more insightful. So over here you can see profit and loss. They show in the bar. At least give you a picture of how your position looks like right now. How about income and expenses? They show in the graph. You can see the trend of a business. And what's more, largest operating expenses. It also shows you what is the top 5 you invested on in your operating expenses. And this is one of my favorite, average time get to pay or pay the suppliers. It's also known as average turnover receivable days, or also the payable days. Okay, so I'm going to give it applause to this demo company because they can actually delay the payment to supply for 6 to 1 day. I give it applause. Okay, all right. So that's all for my Xero demo. If you want to look more, you're really interested looking at Xero, don't forget to PM us. We can do demo one-to-one with you and share with you all more further. Okay, thank you so much. And I'm going to hand over to Joyce. Okay, hand over back to you, Joyce. Thank you.
Thanks so much for sharing, Vivian. I hope that our viewers here today was able to see, that is just the tip of the iceberg of what Xero can really do for you and your business. There's so many more features in there, but because we don't have that much time, we just took what the simple stuff that we can share with you. But again, let us know if you want to have a one-to-one demo session by putting PM below, and we will get in touch with you shortly. Yeah. Also, I just want to share with you something that is a very, very good thing from the government that YYC is able to help you leverage on. And let me just share my screen and bring it up here for a bit. Right, so, okay. Are you able to see my screen? Maybe you can just let me know that you can at the bottom in the comments, and I'll continue. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen now. So basically, the government of Malaysia is offering all SME businesses a business digitalization grant up to 5,000 ringgit. And this is a matching grant for you to go digital, because we see the whole world going into this digital era, and so even the government themselves are hoping to propel all our businesses within Malaysia to go digital as well. And YYC is a technology solutions provider, and we are able to provide you with the services you need in order to go digital, as well as to make full use of this grant offered by the government, right? So you're very, very fortunate today, because this is the very first time YYC is offering you something really special for our webinar viewers here today. What we are giving together with Xero is a 3-month free subscription with Xero if you come under YYC. And also, on top of that, this is a webinar special. It's only for our viewers here today. And we are able to also help you leverage on this grant to also reduce the cost of going digital and switching your accounting to digital accounting. So please make full use of this today. How are you going to do it? Firstly, just comment PM. I see a lot of PM down there already at the comment section. I believe you are already very happy to find out more about Xero. But on top of that, YYC will be happy to give you a free promotional code for you to get the 3 free months of subscription on Xero. This is something we have never done before. This is the first time. So we really hope that our viewers today take full advantage of this. So just comment PM below, and we will give you a free promotional code. Just check your Facebook Messenger soon after this whole session is over, and we will get in touch shortly. Yeah. So just comment below PM, and we will get back to you on the promotional code for this 3 months offer, and also how you can use the grant to go digital with your accounting, as well as for your entire company's processes, right? Okay, so I see that there is a lot of comments down there with questions, very, very good questions, and we're hoping to move on to the Q&A, yeah? We don't want to waste anyone's time. Let's move on to the Q&A. So I will have all our panelists to join me on this session.
Hi, Joyce, back again.
Hi, Fanshin. Hi, Vivian, are you on?
Hi, hello.
Okay, awesome. Great. Okay. So let's take some of the questions that was already in very early. Thank you so much, viewers, for all your questions. Yeah. So I see here one from Miss Penny Gunn. She's asking that since everything is uploaded into Xero, do we still need to keep 7 years of our hard copy invoices and receipts, or the scanned copy which we uploaded into Xero, whether the uploaded copy is sufficient? So Miss Penny, I realize that you're a very good and compliant citizen, yeah, and also a good business owner. So I'll just take this question. Good question. A lot of our clients ask us the same thing. So what we usually advise them is that yes, just keep your receipts, keep your documents, your invoices. You can just store it away somewhere where you don't have to take it out again unless the tax authorities ask you to, of course. But not to worry, because even though it's faded, even though it's old, even though it's, I don't know, watermarks are on it and whatnot, Xero itself will have your scanned and beautiful copy online as well. So it also shows that you are, a very good taxpayer. You're a good and compliant person who has all your documents in place, not just the hard copy, but also the soft copy. Yeah. But yeah, we always advise our clients to just keep them in case it's needed. And secondly, yeah, thanks for also saying that online storage is the best. It really is. We also really love that. Yeah. And we have another question on unlimited users in Xero. Yes, you can have unlimited users in Xero. So you can have yourself, all your colleagues. A lot of branches. You can even have your branch managers on it. Your salespeople to have invoices drafted and whatnot. So unlimited users on Xero. Yes. And user roles. Good question. I think Vivian hasn't covered that, so I'll just pass it to Vivian to answer on the user roles available in Xero. So Vivian, you want to take this question on user roles within Xero?
Yeah. Okay. So Xero, they have a level of user roles in Xero, like maybe they have invoice on it, maybe standard roles, advisor roles, or rate on it. So it actually depends on how your company plan whether how you want to delegate the authority to the users, right? Maybe for more info about knowing more about the authority, come and PM us and join us for the Xero demo.
Yeah, we can show you more on what the different user roles as well as how you can limit the what they can view and what they can do within Xero. Yeah. Okay. So there's another one from Yap Hon N. Why the revision of quotation uses the same quotation number, and how are you going to trace and track the changes? Good question. So I hope earlier you saw what Vivian shared, which was the audit trails. So one thing really good about Xero is every single changes is tracked by Xero. So there is no way for any of your staff to tell you, no, boss, I've not done that, or I didn't touch the quotation, I didn't make that mistake, because every user is logged on, and whatever activity that goes through Xero under their user account will be shown in Xero's audit trail and history notes, right? Okay, we have another question from Mohammed Sharif. Is this about the idea that accountants subscribe Xero Cloud and client can be assigned to key in transactions under accountant supervision? Yes, if you're an accountant, you can have an accountant's role whereby you can key in, but you can also allow your clients to issue invoices as well as quotations. So not to worry on that. Yeah. And you would like to connect with another system, a warehouse management system, right? Yap Hon N, and how can I integrate? Is Xero providing some form of API? Yeah, so Xero has open APIs, but on top of that, there's a lot of apps that is already in their ecosystem. So come to YYC and we're able to advise you on which best to use it. Fanshin, do you have anything to add on this?
No, that's a really good question, and just as Joyce mentioned, it really depends on the type of workflow that you would like to arrange with your accountant or advisor. So YYC, we're well placed to discuss with you in terms of how you would like these workflows to be arranged between your staff and them, and it can be unique. It's usually unique actually for each client and the advisor. So I'll leave it to you're in good hands with Joyce's team and Vivian going forward.
Yeah, thanks, Fanshin. Yeah, so as Fanshin mentioned, because different applications have different strengths, so we really need to know what you're looking for and how to match that with the applications that are available in the market, right? And Lee Yok asked, any payroll software can integrate with Xero? Good question, Lee Yok. There's many out there. One of the few that we are working with is such as kakitangan.com, which is a local accounting payroll app. And you can also integrate with others such as HR Easily as well as Payroll Panda for the more local and popular ones, right? So yes, a lot of payroll applications can be integrated with Xero. And yes, Penny, you did ask, Payroll Panda, yes, can be integrated with Xero as well. Yeah. And Bao Lian asked, how about license fee and number of headcount? Is it by user and how much? Okay, good question, Bao Lian. So earlier we did share with you that it is unlimited users for Xero. There is no additional charge for including an additional user. And license fee it goes by a subscription-based model. So you just have to pay a monthly subscription fee to use Xero, right? And we will share with you more on the pricing. The pricing is all online, but of course today, if you put PM in our comment section, we will give you 3 months free under YYC, and YYC is able to bill you in Malaysian ringgit, yeah, because online when you sign up, it's all in US dollars, right? Yeah. So Leo also asked about kakitangan.com. Yes, Kakitangan is one of our partners as well for the payroll application, and it definitely can integrate really well with Xero. We ourselves have done it for a lot of our clients. Yeah. Okay. So for pricing of Xero, you can just go online for the different packages to see it in US dollars. However, you want to, by coming under YYC, we will charge you in Malaysian ringgit. So put PM below, and we will get in touch with you shortly to discuss more on that. And of course, if you're interested in any other applications as well, we can share with you as well. Yeah, okay. So is there any other questions that I have missed out? Let me see. I think Ong did ask on YYC Digital's page, is data stored in Xero secured? Yeah, so definitely secured, but I think I'll pass it over to Fanshin to share with you how secure Xero is.
Sure, thanks, Joyce. So we actually have a page on our website that's specific to your security concerns. But in summary, as cloud-based software, so we operate in the space called software service, SaaS for short. Any global SaaS company, if you're looking at them for your own use, would need to definitely be enterprise grade secure. So in this case, if you go to our security page, you will see all the relevant industry grading standards, the ISO, the SOCGEN. We even have, as Joyce mentioned earlier, EY that's come in and did an independent audit assurance. And we also have a 99.9% uptime. So rest assured that we have 2.3 million companies with us today. Your data has to be secure. If you have any further concerns, you can feel free to reach out to Joyce or ask directly as well, and we'll be happy to address those.
Yeah, thanks, Fanshin. So there's a lot more questions. Let me just go through them as much as we can. So any inventory system that can be integrated with Xero? Yes, definitely. There are many inventory apps out there. Particularly the ones that we are working with are TradeGecko as well as Unleashed. But of course, come back to us. Comment PM will get in touch with you to find out what your needs are, to find the right app for your inventory management system. Yeah, okay. Yap has also asked, how about backup? I think this follows from Function's answer earlier. Function, how about the backup of the storage within Xero?
Right. So just to share all our cloud-based operations, it's built on the back of AWS. So it's Amazon Web Services, and rest assured that their data centers all have the relevant backups globally as well. At the same time, if you're concerned about that and you're working with an advisor like YYC, you can always raise that issue, and with Xero you can always download and extract backup copies of your data anytime and anywhere. So if you're middle of the year towards your end, once you close your books, you just want to ensure that you are keeping copies of your own data, feel free to download them, or you can get your advisor to do so for you.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what we're here for. Yeah, okay. So another question from Jackson Tay, is this incentive applicable to SMEs only? I mean, this MDEC grant, business worth 5,000. Yes, it is only applicable to SMEs within the definition, right? For Malaysian companies only. And of course, there are also criteria involved. So again, just comment PM Jackson and we will get back to you on what the criteria are and whether your company is able to be eligible for this grant, right? Okay. Are you able to request a copy of the backup from Yap Hon N? So would you like to take this function? If not, I could.
Sure. Yeah. So generally the bulk of the data that you will want to export out, same with most accounting softwares, you will want to extract them in the Excel/CSV format. That's the most common file format for this. So if you would like to explore other means of exporting your data, we'll be happy to look into that for you as well.
Great. Yeah. Okay. Also backup in the form of SQL database, or is it a doc format? I believe it's either CSV or PDF.
Yep, that's correct, Joyce.
Yeah. Okay. And Hester has asked whether service tax is done on a receipt basis. Yes, may I know Xero can capture the data and generate the service tax report? Very good question, Hester. So Xero is not a particularly, directly able to do so. However, we are able to teach you a way of how to use the reports to be SSD compliant and also submit your returns. Yeah. Vivian, is there anything to add for that?
No, Joyce, you really well said.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, just double check with my Xero consultant there who has done a lot of SSD for our clients, yeah? Okay, if you sign up for Xero, how about data migration? YYC will help us. Yes, definitely. So that is where we come in. Of course, you can do it yourself, but that would definitely not be recommended because we are very familiar of how that works, and we are able to ensure that all your data is put properly, and that if there is the need for data massaging, sometimes what you have extracted or what you have given us might not be suitable for what goes into Xero. So we will also advise you accordingly and do it for you, right? Yeah, so YYC definitely helps with that. Yeah. And Fionn asked, how can I integrate with my existing operating system? A good question, Fionn. It depends on what your operating system is. So I think just comment PM. We will get back to you and we will speak to you on a one-on-one basis to understand what your current operating system is in order to integrate it with Xero. And Yup has asked, will there be extra charges for data migration? Yes, of course, there will be charges for service charges for data migration. However, again, we are able to offer you a very affordable package. And if you're an SME, we'll use the grant to help you to also get all this done very efficiently and also cost efficiently. Yeah. Okay. I think these are the questions so far. Oh, sorry, I missed one. Esther Wong was asking about Herd Payroll. Function, are you aware of this payroll system or payroll app?
Sorry, is this for Herd?
Herd, yeah.
So no, I'm actually not familiar with them, but what we can do, so just to answer Esther's question, we do have, at any point in time, because we have about 1,000 plus ecosystem partners linked up with us today, but not all of them may be listed on our app marketplace. So if you do have a suggestion as SME, you can always pass it on to your advisor like YYC. And we have a strong feedback loop with each other. So if HUD payroll is something that we should explore, we do have a separate team, our ecosystem team, that can look into whether or not this payroll software is something that we should be linked up to as well.
Yep, definitely. Okay, thanks, Function. So there's 2 more questions that just came in. One from Lee Yoke again. How long do we need to take to finish migration? Very good question. So it really depends on our two-way communication. Yeah. So we can do it as quickly as maybe a week, depending on the type of data that is given to us. And also the complexity, as well as how much data you would like to be migrated into the system. And it can take much more than that, again, because of the integrity and how the data is presented. Yeah. So they always say in the IT world, rubbish in, rubbish out. If we don't get the data that we want in the way that we want it, that same type of data will go in, right? So YYC always comes in and help to mitigate that problem, to ensure that whatever the client sees in Xero is exactly how they want their data to be like within their system, right? So again, it's for us to work together to ensure that it can be done very fast and efficiently. Not to worry, if you need it to be a rush job, again, just let us know and we are able to manage it accordingly, right? We definitely have those requests coming in. Yeah. And Paul Woon is asking, does data migration mean opening balance entry on transactions? So it's both. Data migration can be just opening balances if that's what you prefer, or it can even be prior year transactions. I'll just share with you, one of our clients actually has 10 years of data being migrated from their old system into their new system, because the boss would prefer every single data to be all in Xero and in one system. Yeah. So that has happened before, and yes, we have done it successfully before. Yeah. And Jackson says that, is this Xero accounting, has this been recognized by SST Act from Malaysia? Yeah, so Jackson, earlier we were already answering it. It doesn't have a direct way of generating your SST forms. However, we are able to teach a workaround on how to generate the SST information needed for the forms. Right? Okay. I think those are the questions that we have, and yeah, I think we have answered everything so far. Let me just check if there is any additional questions that I have missed. Fanshin and Vivian, do you see anything else that I might have missed out?
Not at the moment. Actually, just to also clarify with going back to Jackson's question, in case he's also asking if we are registered under the Service Tax Act. Yes, we are. Also, so we are registered with Royal Malaysian Customs Department.
Yeah. Okay. Great. All right. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us today. We are very happy that you stayed all the way till the end, and I hope we answered all your questions. Again, we're so happy for all of those who have put PM below, and we will contact you shortly, as well as share with you our promo code, and hopefully you'll be able to leverage on what Xero has to offer, as well as what YYC has to offer, and to bring your business into the digital era, right? Thank you so much for staying with us. Thanks, Function, again for joining us all the way from Singapore. Hope everything is good over there.
Yep. Thanks for the opportunity to join you today, Joyce. It's been good fun, and I believe that everyone here will be in good hands with YYC as you take them on this transformation journey.
Yep, thank you very much, and we're happy to have the partnership with yourself as well as all our clients and Xero, yeah. And thank you, Vivian, for joining us as well, and for the wonderful demo. And thanks everyone here today. Have a great day, and take care. We'll be in touch soon. All right. Thank
Enjoy
you,
the weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.
Yeah, stay safe. Bye.
Okay, thanks.
我相信我可以，有目标就往上爬。你相信你可以，勇敢的往前冲吧。有想法就有办法，有办法就不用怕，我们一起到达，是 number